Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key. Good morning from a very wet Chicago on this Thursday morning, September 6, 2018 at 9:15 a.m. Before I get involved, there will not be a morning video tomorrow. I've got another appointment out of the office literally at that time. It's our season and we start having a lot of things to do. For those of you that watch my morning subscriber video, I've already put out that that'll come out, but later, probably between 10 o'clock and 12, and my regular commentary and all should not be impacted. All right, as we're looking at the stock market, it started off on a very good note, but it's off 100 from the high already in the Dow. You're off about 14 points in the S&P and the Russell. The market is trying, and I'm not saying it's going to succeed. I get the impression since the beginning of the year, I said that wrong, beginning of the month, since the beginning of September is what I call the A-League traders have come back, that there's been more selling pressure on that market. The gold failed just recently to go down through an important low that it made last time, but it hasn't moved yet and given a signal that it's ready to go back to the upside. My guess is if it can clear the 1215 area, that would be one of the signs. Keep your eye on the dollar index. What's going on now is you're starting to read all the news articles about the dollar and the strength of the dollar impacting the emerging markets, and that's probably what's behind the rally in the gold today. We saw India, their currency go down. We're seeing in Malaysia problems there. South Africa's in the news. Italy not. But Turkey's not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. And we get the all-important tomorrow, the jobs data. So you'll be looking at that, and it's expected to again be good. On the energy sector, we're waiting to see what the EIA numbers are at 9:30. I think that today at 9:30 they'll be released because of the holiday. Everything got moved back a day. And in nat gas, we're going to get another report on the build that they've seen, and it's in the neighborhood, again, they're looking 60 billion cubic feet. Notice how Bitcoin is down. You realize it's dropped $1,000 a coin in the past 24 hours. So this is really down. Yesterday down $450. Today, as you could see from the low, you were down about another $1,000 there. On Tic-Toc, on Bloomberg, I just did an oral piece for them. So if you got a member of that, you'll be able to hear what I wrote. Sugar looking a little weaker. And in the grain market, it's sort of just bouncing around. But the real story is there's no upside that's been there. When we look today, and we had a lot of data today, the ISM non-manufacturing headline, 58.5, that's a great number versus the expected 56.3. The business activity index, look at how strong that is compared to the 56.5. Non-manufacturing prices, a lower price isn't the worst thing you see here, that index dropping down. Then new orders popping to the upside, manufacturing employment popping there. Then we get to the U.S. factory orders headline recap, and this was a bit worse. In other words, a little bit of decline here, down 0.8. They were expected down 0.6 ex-defense. They were down 0.4. Prior month was up 0.9, up 0.2 in the ex-transportation orders. Prior month up 4, but still overall good numbers. Then we go to non-farm productivity and labor costs, and you could see right on the number. They expected 2.9, the prior was 2.9, so we're not getting the pressure on that, and that's very important. And second, revised non-fiber unit cost down 1%. They expected down 0.9, so it's not running them as much money as they thought. Tight labor market and all, not a bad number. Continuing jobless claims, we're back in the levels that we saw in the 1970s, 1960s. We know it's a tight market. We're seeing that. August private payrolls up 163. They looked for a stronger number, but maybe that number. They expected too much given where we're at. Now, it's interesting because the kids are back in school. Do we see layoffs? What's happening is summer businesses switch over and start closing down. Manufacturing orders in Germany fell 0.9 month over month, and that's well off the expectation of an increase of 1.7%. German domestic orders rose 2.4%, but foreign orders are what happened, and they fell 3.4% month over month. At midnight tonight, we get the vetting period ending for the discussion on Chinese tariffs, and Sweden's Riksbank said, that's their central bank, they're not putting any interest rate increases on the table at this point. They may not until next year, so you always look at that, try to figure out where you're at, and it's going to be an important time. I want to remind you, you want to get our chart of the day. And the reason is, once a trend starts, this helps you in figuring out where the trend might go. Now, we do teach you the formula. In other words, how to apply it. We'll give you charting software if you'd like to try it out yourself, and I think you'll learn a lot from it. It's not a method that says buy here and sell there. It is a method that says if you're in a position, this could be the last area that the market's going to, and maybe it's going to find major support or resistance and turn itself around. That's what it's important for. High probability trades in terms of if you get a new price count, you go to the first count or fail there. Very, very important. Doesn't mean they're going to work. They're just good probabilities, and that's all that you can say about a system. So how do you get it? Give us a call. Excuse me. You can go to our website. You'll see our carousel of free offers. Chart of the day will be there. And you can always click up here if you're watching me on YouTube. I'm Ira Epstein. See you at the end of the day videos. Have a good trading day.